What up, Long Beach? Welcome back to the 562.org. It's Tyler.
And Mike, and this high school football video is brought to you by our friends at Naples Rib Company. All of our football coverage at the 562 is brought to you by the Terry Donahue Memorial Showcase, the biggest free recruiting event in California. And all of our Long Beach Poly coverage is sponsored by Bryson. Thanks to all our sponsors.
Beautiful backdrop here for this one, Mike. The Honor Bowl down in San Diego at Cathedral Catholic High School. It's Long Beach Poly taking on Serra. Once again, they play every year. Delayed start as we wait for the heat to die down at this one. The view was at least nice, though. Can't quibble with that.
And then the wet bulb said we could play, and here come the teams. Familiar rivals playing in this historic event for the first time. A lot of history in the Honor Bowl, and a lot of history with Poly Serra. Serra 1-1 favorites in this one. Jackrabbits looking for their first win of the year against a very tough schedule. And this game has never once been normal in the history of it being played. And sure enough, on opening drive, Serra quarterback Jimmy Butler brings the heat with his long pass to Skylar Robinson.
Yeah, the Cavs off and driving later in that drive on fourth down. A nice back shoulder throw to C.J. McBean, who made a great play to haul that one in. And then Cameron Harris-Wilcott will punch in the touchdown to put Serra on top early. It's 7-0, 8:26 left in the first. So not a great start for Poly, but they would get their footing in this game.
Jackrabbits go on a really nice drive to open it up with the short passing game. Deuce Jefferson spreading it around to Ezekiel Orozco, and then he's looking for Jaden Coley. Poly offense definitely significant progression from the first 2 weeks as you see them able to get a long drive here to open the game. The Deuce to Bruce connection, the sophomore Dylan Bruce starting his great night at receiver, but Serra dials up the blitz. Wesley ace in the hole for the takedown. Poly drives most of the field but comes away with no points.
On their next possession, Deuce using his legs on fourth down. A nice effort here. He would come up short, but a Cavs penalty will help move the chains and keep this drive alive as it's going to go down into the Serra red zone. Poly had a short porch on this drive, and they would take advantage. Jefferson looking for a receiver, then he declares his independence and keeps it himself for the score as Poly's going to tie it up 7 apiece with 6:47 left in the second quarter. So the Jackrabbits very much in this game at this point.
You're sliding a little history class. I respect it. Serra looking to retake the lead before half. The pass to the former Jackrabbit Jaden Robinson. And then look at this fingertip grab by Skylar Robinson.
Relation.
To get Serra closer for a field goal try.
Then on comes Nate Altenberg.
Also relation.
Steps in and drills a 27-yarder to give Serra the halftime lead. But Jackrabbits got to be happy only a field goal away, and they get the ball first to start the second half. And you're going to see that right here.
And that opening kickoff was a doozy. Ben Harris fakes the handoff, and if he gets by you, you will not catch up to him. He's got sprinter speed to the house at 10-3, definitely looking very 10-3-ish on the football field. As he's putting his fingers up, he knows he's going to the house, but a holding penalty calls it back. Holding was the call and the right call.
Yes, indeed. Saw it on the video. Later in the third quarter, Deuce scrambling, but he's going to be swarmed by defenders. The ball pops out, and the Cavs would recover it deep in Poly territory, and that just puts them right on the doorstep. It hurts when you turn it over at that point on the field. Nicholas Johnson will keep it himself and find the end zone. Serra on top by 2 scores, 17-7 with 7:45 left in the third quarter. And we got to say, unfortunately, there were some skirmishes there in that second half.
It got a little Poly-Serra-ish for sure, resulting in ejections for both teams. Obviously, a rivalry. The refs called the coaches in the field, paused the game, and said, knock it off. Then, back to the action. The Bruce is loose. Dylan gets behind the defense. You see the double move, and Deuce finds him for a huge gain. 7 almost gets it down into the end zone, but it is a huge, huge play for the Jackrabbits, who are really in need of one.
Then look at this amazing grab by Ben Harris. Full extension. Wasn't for a ton of yards, but it looked damn good. Then on the rollout, Jefferson hits Kamari Smith. Always a good idea, and he's going to scamper in for the score. That makes it 17-13 Serra as we're midway through the third, and just always fun to see Kamari Smith with the ball in his hands. Usually does something good with it.
Yeah, a lot of ones in that connection right there. 1-1-1. Poly defense doing a nice job keeping things close. Jonathan Weston strapping up for safety right there. Put the seatbelt on.
But Poly's offense needing to make a change at quarterback. Ezekiel Orozco comes in with Deuce out injured. He's going to hand it for a nice gain to Ben Harris, but the ball pops out on this hit, and Serra would get it back. So another turnover that gives Serra good field position. And again, the Cavs take advantage. On 3rd and long, Butler hits Malachi Holt for the touchdown as Serra takes its biggest lead, 24-13, 2:25 left in the third.
Poly looking to answer back. Jefferson to Bruce for another big gain over the middle. Great job turning upfield, making guys miss. And then the drive will stall out as Daylon Reed comes in for the sack. That Serra defense gave up some big plays, but they were opportunistic. They came up with big plays when they needed them.
Now in the fourth quarter, Poly's defense needs a big play, and Juju comes through. Julius Johnson steps in front for the pick. He had a great night, and specifically in the second half. He's got a cramp in his legs, but not in his style, as he was doing a lot for the green and gold.
That's just his swag walk, bro. He's not even cramping up. Very next play, Jefferson with a 50-yard dime to Bruce along the sidelines for 6. Wow. 7-Eleven was open all night. I didn't even know they had those in San Diego. But a 50-yard touchdown. And you got to take another look at this. It was perfect ball placement and a one-handed snag by Bruce with the offhand screening the defender. A great play. And then on the 2PC, holy moly, it's deuce to Coley. Poly cuts the deficit to 3 at 24-21 with 11 minutes left.
Bruce, 6 catches, 175 yards, and that touchdown. And Poly very much in this game. Momentum on that sideline, but Serra does come right back for points. Harris Wilcott with a long run to get to the Poly red zone as the teams were just counter-punching at this point. D-Block does hold Serra to a field goal as Altenberg is going to split them to make it 27-21 with 7:37 left to play.
Then Serra's defense gets stopped, helped by this sack from Robert James III. That was a big play right there. Like I said, they kind of felt like their defense came up with those plays when they really needed them. 6 minutes to go. Serra trying to bleed the clock, and on 3rd and 1, this is one of those big moments. Officials definitely have their fingerprints on this game. You're going to see here the ball is spotted with the nose on the 46. You can see the sticks were ahead of the 46, but without measuring it, they wave it forward. One of many decisions. Both sidelines frustrated with the officials tonight. Jackrabbits keying in on the ground game as Toa Tamasoa will get the tackle for a loss right there.
But on 3rd down, even with this beautiful blitz by Poly, Butler going to flip it to Johnson for the first down, and that's going to allow more time to churn off this clock. Now under 2 minutes, Poly needs a play, and there's Juju. Rips it out. The runner appeared to be down, but Poly will take it literally as they fall on the fumble, and it's Poly ball with 1:40 left. A huge play by D-Block, and a touchdown can win it if Poly can get a drive together.
One of those plays the other sideline not that happy about. On the first play of that ensuing drive, Jefferson buying time, but he's floating it up, and it's picked off by Kamari Modkins. As I said, a huge play by that Serra defense when they needed it the most because the momentum was wearing black and green and gold, but Serra snatches it away, and now they're able to take a few knees and end this thing with a 27-21 win over Poly.
Another one-score game between these two, and Poly will get a much-needed bye next week before playing Jordan in their Moore League opener. You want coverage of that and all other sports in the LBC, you're already in the right spot, the562.org.